Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Bishop, I'd like to make a motion to make you the chair for tonight.
Is there a second on that?
I didn't
Make a motion to make Mr. Bishop the chair for tonight.
Yeah, second, that one.
Okay. All right, motion been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Bishop, I'd like to appoint Mr. Boyle as the vice chair for tonight.
I'll second that. Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Is there any formal, any other discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
There you go.
We'll have the roll call, please.
Robert Bishop,
Here.
Mark Stroud,
Here.
John Boyle,
Here.
and Joseph Diver and Don Esco are not present and send their regrets.
Thank you.
And, sorry, Tom Hutchinson.
Here.
Town manager.
Thank you. Okay, minutes of May 8th, 2023.
You make a motion, you want?
Whatever you want, John.
I move we accept the minutes of May 8th as presented.
Second it.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so. All right, it's the time the public to address the board on any item listed on the meeting agenda or any issue or matter of the town. If you intend on addressing the board at this time, we ask you to do the following. Please identify yourself by name, address, or the company/institution you represent. The public address to the board will last no longer than 30 minutes. Please make your comments concise and try not to repeat statements made by others. Please address your comments to the board chair. Discussion or debate on any issue may not take place at this time. The chair or their designee may answer questions on procedural matters. Please be cordial and respectful of others. If anyone wishes to be recognized when the board discusses an agenda item, please make that request at this time. The board chair may grant this request. Address comments to the board chair and be concise. Is there anyone that wants to address any items on here? Melissa?
Melissa Davis, Town Collector. I'm here in case there's any issues with number 8, the vacation payout carryover,
Okay.
if there's any issues.
Anyone else? Okay. We are meeting in person and making this meeting available via Zoom for the convenience of the public. Since we are meeting in person, we will not be responsible for any technical difficulties. So if you'd like to be sure of participating, please attend in person. Okay, item 6, FY24 appointments ratifications. Tom?
There were just a few. A couple came in since your last meeting, and unfortunately, we missed Brittany's appointment as recording secretary last time. So we have her up first this time for reappointment.
Any motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that Brittany Miller be, is it reappointed, Tom, or?
Appointed or reappointed?
Reappointed as recording secretary effective July 1st, 2003 through June 30th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Dr. Cindy Geyer has been recommended by the Board of Health. They feel very lucky to have such a qualified individual volunteering to work with them, and urge for approval.
Who do we lose?
The chair.
Mr. Perrin? Yeah. That's Hansel.
Yeah, so this is...
Mr. Chairman, I move that Dr. Cindy Geyer be appointed to the Board of Health effective July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? And all those in favor?
Aye.
I'd just like to say, I know Cindy, she's going to be a really big help to the Board of Health. I talked to her last week, she's looking forward to it, so. Okay.
And we have with us tonight Todd Logan, who's volunteering for the Green Committee. He's already come in with a whole bunch of great questions. Relatively new to town, but definitely eager to help out in various ways, and that was where he thought he would make the best contribution. So he's here. If you just want to say hi and maybe where you live.
Hi, Doug.
How you
Hi.
doing?
Yeah, you've seen me before. I come to these just to learn. But my wife and I love Dalton, and trying to find ways to give a little back. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's what we need, new blood. And we definitely have a shortage of committee members. And we thank you, Todd.
Happy to help.
Mr. Chairman, I move that Todd Logan be appointed to the Green Committee effective July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2026.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion?
Just one. Is that a 5-year appointment?
Yes.
No, that's a
Oh,
3.
That's a 3-year appointment. Yes.
Okay. All right. Just gotta mix them together.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you, Todd. Appreciate that. Okay, I'd like to open as the licensing board at this point.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we open as the license board.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we have-
Just as introduction, this matter came before you before, and there's been some rockiness in making this transition. The former owners were unable to complete the paperwork necessary to renew their license, and they're here now to speak to whatever questions you may have, to have a new license for that location, that
Okay.
business.
Let's be clear before we even start. This is a totally new matter.
Yes,
The former owners, I don't believe are here.
no.
Okay. So they're not gonna speak to us about missing paperwork or anything. We're gonna start all over on application for a new license. Correct?
Correct,
And
correct.
I believe
And Mr. Doyle's
Mr.
counsel.
Doyle is representing.
Yeah.
Good evening, gentlemen. Anthony Doyle, attorney from 8 Bank Row in Pittsfield. I'm here on behalf of your applicant. This is Dalton HD Pizza Incorporated, which is owned and operated by Hadar Dermis, who is here with me tonight. It is a solely owned entity. He is the sole stockholder, the president, the treasurer, the clerk, the director. It is only him, but it is a corporation. Hadar actually did try to transfer the liquor license that was present on this property prior. He started his application process back in November, but as Mr. Hutchison tells you, the owner was not able to complete all their paperwork. There was an issue with a DUA certificate that he just couldn't obtain. So we finally decided that we would have him surrender his license and we would just apply for a new one. We are looking for the same license for the property. It's an all-alcohol liquor license. We are not looking to operate a bar. It is limited seating. It's only 20 individuals can be there at any given time. Mr. Dermis has been involved in the pizza industry for the past 15 years or so. And he feels that the liquor license is only going to enhance his business. He's actually had patrons that have asked for a glass of wine or a beer, and he's just not able to accommodate them. So he's just looking to add this license to the premises because it is just only makes sense in his business. Questions?
Just an observation. And you just mentioned two of the salient points. If he's only interested in beer and wine,
He is not. He is interested in the full liquor license. I only mentioned beer and wine, but of course during the summer, a nice gin and tonic at night, a sangria, margarita, I mean, whatever. But he's not looking to, again, he's not looking to make a bar out of this. He is only looking to enhance what he currently has.
perfect.
And yeah, because of the previous customers, it had a full liquor license there, and they get like a mixed drinks. So most of my customers ask me like if we can get to like a full license and they can eat and drink whatever like, and like I don't want to limit it. They are the good customers and you know middle ages like and good quality customers, and you know I just don't want to reject them like you know no you just can't drink them. There's like I just want to give them the options whatever they can drink at the premises. Mm-hmm.
Should we prorate this too when it comes in, so he doesn't be charged with full license?
We would ask the board to prorate it if it's granted, yes.
So the last time I asked him this, he was absolutely right. But don't we have to notify abutters?
The butters were notified.
Usually there's cards that indicate that it actually happened. They call their butter cards. You mail them out and you get a return, and means they've been notified. But if you say they've been notified, I take your word for it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Alyssa may have a certificate of, if it was certified mail. She had given it.
Okay, I just point out the way these things usually happen. With a new application, notify all the butters. I think it's just real butters, not
Abutters, just abutters.
Yes.
that are true butters, not like the zoning board where you notify everybody within 400 feet.
Correct.
Right? And I think Alicia said there was only 4 or 5.
I think only 3.
3?
Yeah.
So, hey, they said you did it. It's okay with me.
Yes, I'm okay with that. Mark?
No, I'm good. I'm ready to vote.
Okay. Entertain a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the all alcoholic on-premise license be granted to, I get the right name. What's the LLC?
Dalton HD
Dalton
Pizza
HD
Inc.
Pizza Incorporation.
It's incorporated.
Yeah, incorporated.
To whatever you just said.
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
for doing business in Dalton.
And we would appreciate your signing that license.
Okay,
It
we'll
is
sign
in
it.
purple folder.
So take a couple minutes to sign it.
Mr. Chairman, I move we adjourn as licensed.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So, sign that.
Yeah. I think Attorney Doyle forgot to mention one thing, that he was gonna request that if the license becomes available in July, that we prorate it.
Well, we can do that.
We just agree to do that, Tom, you take care of that?
Yeah, I heard that and I didn't hear an objection, so I'm taking that as.
He was gonna mention it, I said, mention it at the end after we complete it.
Okay, we're back on regular board business, and item 8, vacation payouts and carryovers.
Yes, last time the board tentatively approved the vacation carryovers and payouts with the proviso that I get staff to provide explanations, rationales for their, why they were being paid out. And I think you can see mostly it's that there was too much work and that there were, the assistants were not able to carry out all of the work that the department head could not carry out. There were additional requirements, based on various staff unavailabilities and things like that. Those I think that's the common thread with all of the requests. And I asked anyone who had more than a week's worth of carryover or payout requests to provide a rationale, and those were 4 individuals, and you got those 4 rationales in your packets. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I would recommend approval of these requests, with the understanding that, of course, that all the department heads are concerned about not being able to do everything that they want to do within the time that they're given, at least over the course of the last year. A number of them believe that the situation is going to, become better over the next year, and we all hope that that's the case. No one really wants this to be the case. No one's just, I think, racking up vacation in order to get a payout.
Can we do these all together, or do we have to do them one at a time?
I think you can do them all at once.
Yeah, I think so,
All at
too.
one time.
I'd just like to say, well, maybe I should make the motion first.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept we accept the schedule of vacation payout carryovers as presented.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion?
I just wanted to say, a lot of this is perfectly understandable, because May and June, and May, it's before May, April, is our busy time, the budgets and the town meeting. So all our department heads are very busy, making all those preparations and details that go into it. So consequently, unless they don't have the latitude of a highly trained professional to take over their function, so we end up with carryovers.
I will say, I think staff all do a great job in their respective departments, and are all very conscientious about their work.
I look at it as this is their right. I mean, that we have to honor. I mean, they own this. Yeah. Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you, and on behalf of the staff, thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, staff.
I'll be in touch then. Oh, you're staying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, number 9. Transfers between departments. Mr. Hutchinson.
Yes, there is one that we knew about when we posted the agenda. That was the Department of Public Works. Since then, 2 others have come up. In the Department of Public Works, this is, you'll see in your handout, for a gasoline bill for the cemetery department. They split their gas for the cemetery department. They account for it separately. And the Parks Department budget is already overspent within the Parks Department account, but the Cemetery Department needs this transfer between accounts of just $500.
And we have to vote to approve this transfer.
Yeah, I think individually.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the transfer, suggested amount of $500 to the cemetery.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. Secondly, there is a request from the treasurer for a transfer from the group health insurance expenses, number 914, to number 916, Medicare expenses, due to a greater number of overtime and detail requests. We never know when we're budgeting how much that will be. This was based on last year's numbers. This year's numbers were somewhat over, not too much over, so the treasurer is requesting $1,000 for that.
Mr. Chairman, I move that a transfer of $1,000 from the group health insurance budget to the Medicare. $1,000 be approved.
Second.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Is there any other ones?
There is one more. This is for the old landfill. You may recall it, and I think I gave you handouts. There's a Geo Search ink on it. The Department of Environmental Protection has, certain requirements. We were not meeting some of those requirements. It turned out that we needed one well repaired and another well replaced. Our engineer, who has been doing this for us for a number of years, monitoring our wells, was able to find a well driller, and we were very happy with that. We can get it done. We have a deadline, not till October, but we figured the sooner we do it, the better. And we received funds from the reserve fund to do the majority of the work. However, the drillers encountered drilling conditions that they were not expecting. You never know what you'll find until you actually drill. They drilled, they ended up having to work 2 more days with more equipment, and so their bill came in substantially higher. It came in $11,000 higher than they were expecting. And I believe that it would be fair for the town and the engineer. The engineer had asked for $8,000, and I believe it would be fair. That would be their usual overhead. But I don't think the town really should pay for the entirety of that overage. So I am suggesting that the town and the engineer split 50-50 the overage that occurred, because the engineer, I think, may have accepted a low bid and not, they need to take a certain amount of responsibility for this too. So that's why I'm suggesting that we transfer $4,000. That still is going to represent a 12% administrative profit for the engineer for finding the driller and managing them and overseeing their work and doing everything that needed to happen on their end. So I think that's a fair amount over the total cost to offer.
So the work's all done.
The work is completed, yes.
Mr. Chairman, I move that $4,000 be transferred from the vocational education budget to the landfill closure / monitoring budget.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, number 10, presentation on the comprehensive economic development strategy. First reading of the planning commission.
I had a question on this, Mr.
We
Chairman.
have Wiley Goodman.
Presentation.
Wiley, we're down to 3 out of 5 of our board members for this meeting. Do you think, is there any time constraint on you for presenting this to us? Our next meeting would be July 17th.
I think that's probably still fine. I mean, not to denigrate my presentation, but it's informational. It lives on the DRPUC website. It lives in some social media assets and things like that. So, I guess I will defer to all of you. are obligated in an important way, not to denigrate my presentation, but to sort of, make sure that the work we do on the SIDS, this comprehensive economic development strategy report, that's a 5-year look ahead for the entire region for 2023 to 2027, that it not just, live and get housed within BRPC, but that we really make, good faith effort like this to present it to the towns that have contributed data and information, and that we try to convey, what our recommendations are to all of you. That being said, the world is not going to end if I present it to 3 of you versus 5 of you. So I will defer to you as to, you've got my presentation. I mean, you have this, I sent it to Tom, so you've got the PowerPoint. So the content is certainly there that anyone you can look at. Yeah. So I'm here if you want me, and I can postpone if you prefer.
Yeah, I think Mark's got a good idea. I mean, this is a very important document, and we would like to go look at it in depth and comprehensively as a board, and I just don't think that would happen tonight.
So you'd like me to wait till the 17th?
Yeah, I think that's the consensus of the board.
Well, my apologies, Wiley, for not being able to notify you in advance.
Totally fine. I had time to have dinner and be outside on a rainy night.
Okay, thank you, Wiley.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
You too.
You got it right here, read.
Okay, town manager update.
I am very pleased to say that we had an excellent candidate for Buildings and Grounds Superintendent, Jeffrey Birch, who Chief Strout, our DPW and Superintendent, Doran Middlebrook, standing in for Kelly Dixon, and I liked very much. All his references came back very good. I offered him the position, and he has accepted, pending his security clearance and pre-employment physical. He has experience with complex projects, including moving 2 parochial schools within a building cluster, and is planning to be here for his appointment ratification July 17th.
Tom, one question.
Yes.
The last time the board met, we had a difference of opinion about whether to go forward with this, and you had scheduled 2 interviews the next day. Was he one of the 2?
Yes.
Thank you. Vindicated the board.
For a town hall update, the electrical is almost done. There are a couple of items on a punch list for the general contractor. The insulation is being installed, with the ceiling tiles being the last major part of the renovation. The asbestos abatement contractor has been patching some damage done when removing tape before both a general cleaning and a scheduled steam cleaning of the carpets finishes the work. We received 1 bid for the Barton property for $150,000 from Charlotte Crane. She apparently met all of the requirements of the request for proposals, and so I am planning to declare her the winner pending a final review from Town Council, which I believe has happened at this point. I just haven't sent a formal notification.
Did you check clear?
I don't believe we've cashed it yet, pending Town Council's opinion.
Oh.
Town Council will also notify the Massachusetts Department of Agricultural Resources in accordance with the requirement that the seller of APR land, being the town, give them 60 days notice before closing so they can consider exercising their right of first refusal. In other project and procurement news, bids for the electric vehicle charging stations to be installed behind the CRA are due this Wednesday, June 28th at 2 p.m. The fiber ring is almost completely strung, so we're almost ready to make the town hall connections with the internal data wiring set for a July installation as a companion project to make sure that all of the offices have direct plug-ins to the internet. Also, the sewer repair project is almost ready to bid. Town council is working with the engineer on some of the details of that process, including the contract. The DPW superintendent and I attended the June 22nd meeting of the Northern Berkshire Solid Waste Management District, where Dalton was voted in as a member. The DPW superintendent is working on a sample area of downtown to pilot a sidewalk planning program for inspecting, estimating, and repairing town sidewalks. This will involve accounting for various causes of sidewalk disrepair and laying out options for addressing those. The pilot program should provide an indication of the amount of money it would take to expand the program to other areas of town. Right now, he's considering a Field Street extension here and some of the surrounding areas, places where he's received the most complaints. A number of town staff participated in a tabletop emergency management exercise on Tuesday, which MEMA judged a great success, both in terms of participation and in terms of the discussion. Kudos to our emergency management director for securing the stationery factory as the venue, helping produce the event, and advancing Dalton's emergency readiness. I had a well-attended staff meeting on Wednesday where I updated staff on my projects, and staff updated each other on their work as well. Regular monthly meetings are planned for the future. The zoning enforcement officer has inspected the parking situation at Zinke's and has found that they are substantially in compliance with only an ADA compliance issue to resolve. The animal control officer received and investigated a complaint against a resident regarding dogs and has requested a nuisance dog hearing for your next agenda. Not a dangerous dog hearing, a nuisance dog hearing. So, and that's my report.
Okay.
Going back to the battery charging things. I thought we were doing, Kelly's package store was going to install. At the same time as the CRA, we considered both locations at the same time.
Apparently, that is not what, well, we don't have enough money to do that right now, but I think what the thing was, when we do this first project, we're going to get reimbursed a large chunk of it.
Yeah.
And I think that the money we're getting reimbursed for it was what was scheduled to be the follow-up project.
Yeah, that's fine, but I just never heard the details. We always talked about it together with the Green Committee.
Yeah, it's a follow-on project using the reimbursement money.
I see.
Any other
Thanks for the
questions?
update.
Okay, future agenda items, are there any?
So that dog thing will be in the 17th, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Ms. Wiley. There's two things for the agenda right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, items not anticipated in 48 hours before the meeting. Do you have any, Tom?
Yes. Well, not really. You already signed the amendment to the Dalton Police Officers Union contract regarding the raise in outside detail pay.
Correct.
Yep.
There was a change of the date. There was a typo with the date. It said 2021. It was supposed to say 2023. That has been changed, and the new version is in the purple folder. But since you've already approved it, and this is only a technical change, it's not really an item. It's just, I thought I'd bring it up
Okay, do
now
we need to
because of
sign
that.
that?
And
or
if you
just-
could sign that before you went, that would be great. It doesn't take a vote because you already approved the policy. It's just a typo fix.
Now, I see one of the announcements is, the first one is the annual car permits. Has there been any change, or can you announce the figure for folks at home?
I don't believe there's been any change in price.
119
I
something.
haven't heard it. Is there?
I heard they round, all I heard from Bud was that they rounded off all the figures, did away with
Oh,
19 cents and 5 cents and here and there. But I don't know the actual numbers. I think it would be helpful to announce it to the community that these are new sticker prices in bags. And
well, that,
July 1st, which is this week.
that would have been. Right now, all we can say is please check the website.
Hey, bring your checkbook.
And you can pay online if you want. You can pay many things online.
Okay, remarks of the select board, are there any? Okay, hearing none. We go to our announcements. The annual car permits, bag stickers, and recycling-only car permits are available for purchase at the transfer station and on the town's website. And as John said, please check the town website for the price. There are numerous committees and boards with vacancies. Please see the town website for more information or reach out to the town manager's office. On Saturday, July 15th, the Dalton Cultural Council will be holding Dalton Day from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the front lawn of the Senior Center to celebrate our community and culture, including live music, entertainment, food, art, and much more. Please see the town website for more information and updates. The Town Cultural Council is accepting donations from those who might like to contribute. Is your electricity bill too high? The town has contracted with Colonial Power to provide an electricity plan for the town residents. It takes advantage of joining with other communities to have a larger customer base for negotiations. This has resulted in prices significantly lower than current Eversource prices, and they are. Please note, this may not always be the case. For more detail, or to opt out or in, visit the town's website or call the town manager's office. The Dalton Housing Authority is seeking a volunteer to fill a vacant seat on its board. You must be a resident of Dalton. Please call 413-684-1470 for more information. The next meeting is scheduled to take place on Monday, July 17th, 2023, 7 p.m. at the Senior Center with an option for remote participation. With that, I'll call for...
Mr. Chairman, I move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good night, Dalton.
Good job, Al.